It's Cole and Hydrant who have the wildcard spots. Alice would need to win to get to 19 points. Of note, ID Kirby can get to 18, but he loses tiebreakers to both Critical Lapis and Hydrant. But he can avoid relegation, and that's probably the most important thing for him at this point, I would imagine. We got both players ready for their Division 1A match to avoid relegation. Find out what happens here in game number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, Alice in a bit of trouble here, and she's gonna not be able to get the L over to the left. Can she get out of this? Oh, what a bar. But can't get the 5 tap over. Oh my, oh no, 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 and Alice is done at 7:15. And Kirby's gonna take it in a sweep. So Kirby will avoid relegation. Alice is not out yet, but she's gonna have to play one of Tetristime or Somalian.
For game number 1 of a potential 7, it's Alice, it's Somalian, a Div 1 spot's on the line. Who is going to get it? Only one way to find out, and that's by playing some Tetris in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Actually, in a little bit of trouble before I go on that point. Alice needs a bar now in column 2, has to take a couple burns, but hangs the T, and Alice tops out. Need to take the lead here. Oh no, Alice hangs a bar and hangs a C! And Alice tops out at line 72 on 274. Somalian will take another game here. Oh, Somalian hangs a T-piece there. Had to cover the well, and it's gonna top out. I'm not even sure intentionally, but beautiful line spin to get the burn, but Alice is gonna top out at A60. Oh, no, no! What? Why? The controller broke? I look away for 2 seconds and oh no, Alice. And for the CTL Season 32 Div 1 and 2 playoffs, it's winter, it's Tetristime. A Div 1 spot is at stake. We're gonna count them down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Now, if it was top player privilege 3s, they'd be warming up for 30 minutes. I can get them in line. And to be fair, Tetristime was like 10 minutes late because he had tech issues. Anyway, welcome in one and all. This is our final divisional playoff match for promotion and relegation. It's Div 1 and 2. It's winter, it's Tetristime. We'll see after this match who will be our final player locked in for Div 1 action for Season 33. With that, we're going to go ahead and give you a brief introduction rundown of the like of these two players and how they got here. Starting out on our left-hand side, rolling out of the United States of America with an NTSC PB of 2.41 million. That is just outside the top 40 of all-time PBs in Classic Tetris. One of our growing number of Tetris for the non-pro graduates that have made their way into the promised land of Division 1. Join the likes of Cobra and Coal Bucket in those ranks too. Started competing in CTL in Season 25. Has been playing in Division 1 since, well, this season. This is her first. Finished second from bottom, but hoping to stay in the division. It's winter. And Tetristime's in a bit of trouble here early on. It's a typical kind of day, but he hangs the L piece, and Tetristime is gonna top out at 100K. It was a TT dig, but not even TT could have handled it. And Winter is going to take game number 1 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. It's a TZ start here. And different choices for the opening. Neither the most optimal, but still pretty good moves. Solid, safe moves to make. It will be Winter who gets the first Tetris here. Tetristime once again starting out with some burns. And has, oh, I think tried to go for the spin tuck there of the S piece. Didn't quite work out, but does set up a dirty Tetris on row 3. Anyway, I don't think we actually got to introduce Tetristime, so we'll go ahead and do that. On the right-hand side, coming out of Division 2 with a PB of 5.42 million points. That is 20th in the all-time records. Has been competing in Div 2 for the past 3 seasons and hoping to try and finally end that streak here today. Finished 3rd place by just a single point. Been hoping to get that Div 1 spot that he was so close to in the regular season. It is Tetristime. Current lead is with Winter 165, Tetristime 109. These two have only faced off against each other once before in their classic Tetris careers in terms of ELO matches. And that was at CTWC Kansas City in the semifinals. It was Tetristime who won that by 3-1. That was only Winter's 3rd ever CTWC competition. Played in Stillwater in 2024, and of course CTWC in 2025, the main World Championships, along with Kansas City in 2025 as well. Fingers crossed we'll see her again at CTWC in 2026. Tetris Winter 279, Tetristime 223. Eve is in Div 2. Played in the playoffs, I think, last season, but didn't end up getting promoted. Tetris for TT up to 269 sets up a vertical S-tuck. Winter's still leading by about 3.5 Tetrises here, though. And TT is still holding out. And does get the S-piece. Good tuck there for TT. Very high double well. But TT getting all the right pieces to fill it out, and we'll take another Tetris. Tetris as well for Winter. Yeah, Eve finished 2nd in Division 2A last season and wasn't promoted because of playoffs. Lost 4-1 to Critical Apis in the promotion playoffs last season. 422 to Winter, 410 for Tetristime. Both of these players were ranked in the most recent edition of the Classic Tetris Premier Poll, which is a ranking poll of the best Classic Tetris players in the world, conducted by various Classic Tetris people, restreamers, tournament organizers, journalists alike. Tetristime ranked in 16th place of all ranked players, up 6 from the previous month, in between Chugi and Guafi. Guafi, of course, getting promoted automatically from TT's division this season, while Winter ranked in 21st overall in what was just her 2nd ranked month ever, in between ID Kirby and Akatsu. 539 for Winter, 525 for TT, so has caught up here. Winter does have a long bar dependency on the left-hand side. Gets the 5-tap. Fairly simple to bring that over. Good double with the T. Adjusts the S-piece to make room for that T-piece. Tetris for TT. Both players gearing up now for a level 19 transition here shortly. TT with a really good burn with that L-piece to open up the bar dependency. TT goes in first at 598, Winter with a 596, so we are practically neck and neck going into the transition, and both players take another Tetris. Not a surprise that they were pretty even. These two in their lifetime game stats are practically neck and neck when it comes to their fair median 19 transitions, 538 to 525. is their lifetime statistics on that. They're both in about the top 50 in that rank, in that sort of stats. TT has now taken the lead here, 701. Winter responds back on 696. But truth be told, especially with the slight line deficit that TT had given Winter there, there's really no one here who has the advantage. Even if the real-time lead does narrowly fall in favor of Tetris time. Winter is set up for a Tetris here, but has to block off the well. TT gets a bar over for a Tetris to go to 759. Winter, her board is getting high. Needs something in column 2. Does burn a double with the T piece, but now needs an L piece. Doesn't get it in time, and Winter is going to top out at 728. So TT has taken a game right back to 1 Tetris. 102? All right, that's nuts. It's like 39 Celsius. That's probably the hottest I've ever, like, not actually, I don't even think that's the hottest I've ever been in. It's probably close. That's crazy. 102, and it's March. So Tetris time now with the game under his belt. Has hopefully put that early top in game 1 behind him, but has started out in Tetris time fashion by getting himself into a dig. Tetris for Winter. And takes another Tetris to take the lead here, taking advantage of TT's board state here, but TT cleans it up pretty quickly. Again, as you'd expect TT to do. Good triple, gets the well back open, now waiting again for another long bar, and gets it. Winter is on 123, Tetris time 106, 30 lines in. Of the two players, Tetris time does come into it as the marginal favorite of the two. If you're basing it solely off of their current ELO, Winter's a 1955 ELO, which is 38th in the world compared to Tetris time, who is just shy of the top 20 with a 2038 ELO. That puts the odds at 62 to 38 in favor of Tetris time. TT is set up for a dirty Tetris in column 8, row 8. But still waiting on that long bar. Finally gets it. Dirty Tetris for TT. Sets up another and gets another. The perfect pieces, perfect timing. And TT, with a bit of a smile on his face, he's relieved that that all worked out. It was all part of the plan. $249 for Winter, $209 for Tetris time. So TT is still trailing despite that awesome dirty, double dirty Tetris. But does take another there in column 2. And getting the right well back open. Winter, very solid game from her so far. Still leading by about a Tetris and a half over Tetris time here. Does TT use lotion for rolling? I don't know. I'd assume so, given the fact he doesn't use a glove. Or maybe, you know, he's just pure skin. He's like, no, he just TT does not use lotion. He is just thugging it out, I assume. Or maybe he's like come up with a new element. It's not like lotion based, but you know, maybe he just puts like, he has like an element he's created, and it just makes rolling good. Tetris for TT. Winter still leads on 368. The Category 5 earthquake has hit Nebraska again as Winter's camera shakes. Tetris for Tetris time, 356. Winter, 392. I didn't know Nebraska was on the Ring of Fire. but it's okay. Tetris TT 380. Winter up to 439. We're past the turn, and both players with a nice clean board simul-tetrising. Good skim there for Winter. Good setup for it as well. Really like those placements. Long bar dependency. Fills it in first before going for the Tetris board health overall. Love to see it. The long bar came again right after anyway, so it all worked out, but yeah. Nice J-tuck there for Winter up high. Takes a double to open back up the well. Tetristime with a skim of an L and a T. And we'll get the bar over for a Tetris. So will Winter. 516 to 498. It's less than a Tetris lead here in favor of Winter. And TT goes into level 19 at 500. 521 for Winter. TT hoping to deal with that hole in column 6, row 4. Looks like he'll be able to get to it with little issues. Probably with an L piece. Just take the triple for the time being. Has to plug with a T piece. The L piece didn't come down. So this could be an opportunity here for Winter to build out a lead, as TT is not going to get a clean Tetris anytime soon. Could set up one dirty, but had to cover the well. Winter takes a triple. Burns out to get column 7 back open. Good flat burn. Really good burns here for Winter. TT is setting up for a dirty column 3. Tetris blocks the well, gets it back open. Dirty Tetris for TT. He's been getting a lot of those, but it's not wise to rely on them. But you got to do what you got to do to score points, especially in a huge match like this one. TT doesn't get the S piece all the way where it gets a good J-tuck. Winter's on 679, 588 for TT. And Winter takes a double, is set up for another Tetris here with an opportunity to go over 4.5 Tetrises into the lead. Will do so into level 24 on 740. TT is on 599, now 629 with the Tetris. 30,000 points apiece is a Tetris on level 24. And they will only become more and more valuable as time passes. So it becomes so important to be as efficient as you can to minimize burning minutes, especially to minimize the digs you get into, because you get into a dig and your opponent's able to just score free points on you, then you could end up with a huge deficit very, very quickly. TT with a Tetris 730. Winter now in one of those digs. And TT has a good opportunity here to eat into that big lead that Winter had built up, but she'll take a dirty column 8 Tetris. A good split triple there. TT, though, setting up again, gets another perfectly timed Tetris. 833 has now closed the gap to just about 55,000 points. It's 926 to 868 as both players now into level 28. And our second transition of the match into level 29 is coming shortly. TT ranks in the top 5 of all players for fair 38%. That is the amount of games that go all the way to level 38 from a 29 start. And from a 29 transition goes in at 942. And Winter with an A34. So Winter with our first max out of the day. TT is set up for a Tetris here. Just takes a couple burns here. Gonna try to build back up for it again. Winter is staying nice and low, burning for the time being, but a Tetris would be crucial for both players to really shape this game. TT is might have been going for one in column 3 there, but just takes the burn instead. Winter is gonna take a couple burns here as well, try to get the right side back open. An Eller is, J would have been perfect there. Winter takes a triple. It's A67 max out for TT now, an A15. TT is set up for a Tetris here. Will the bar come? It will. Tetris for TT up to A56. Winter is also setting up. It doesn't get the 5-tap for the L piece. Does get it for the bar, though. But it needs to get column 2 back open as quickly as she can to try and get this. TT takes the Tetris to take the lead here. It's A83 to B05. Winter gets the well open. Will a bar come in time for her? She needs a bar now. Gets a bar for the Tetris. B29, but still back by 16K. Tetris time's on B50. Setting up for another Tetris here, trying to consolidate this lead as Winter struggling to stay alive here, but fighting as well as she can and is burning it back down quite well here. Gets the J piece over left. Tetris time crosses 1.2 million. It's CO5 to B52. Winter going for the skim and the 5-tap for the left well Tetris. Winter needed that, but now has compromised her board a little bit. Takes a flat burn there with that square piece. And TT, now a Tetris ahead on C56. Winter also crossing 1.2. It's CO6 to C59. Tetris time gets a 5-tap over for the bar. Winter hangs an L piece left and is gonna top out at C11. And TT holds on to take game 3. Level 36 and 37 respectively, combining for just about 2.5 million points. Good luck to both players for game 4 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. JO start here. Both players showing restraints by not going for the 5 and below. Instead, they do go with J345012, which, well, it isn't the optimal start. It is a very good opening. Leave space on the right-hand side. Ooh, TT with a uncharacteristic misdrop of that T-piece in 2, 3, 4 there. Winter with a perfect start here and gets another Tetris. As TT, for the 4th time today, it seems like, is going to have to start out his game by burning. So has been on the back foot in a lot of these games, especially early on, but has been able to make up the deficit pretty consistently in 19, at least in the past couple games. So it looks like it might be some deja vu here, but Winter will probably be hoping that it's not going to be an exact deja vu and that she can capitalize on this and build out a very strong lead that TT won't be able to recover. She leads at the moment on 98K, 60K here for Tetris time. But this is already a pretty rough board state here for TT. Does take a triple with that bar in column 2, but lots of holes in the stack, and we'll have to stack up to burn down. Which is now giving Winter already just 40 lines and a 5 Tetris lead over TT here. Tetris Winter 237. It's a very strong start from her again. And TT is up really high here. Takes a set of doubles there with those 2 Js. And we'll get a Tetris. But yeah, not the start he was probably hoping for here. 148 for TT, 239 for Winter. Winter's had a very good board throughout this game so far. Hasn't taken that many burns compared to her opponent here, but Winter now will have to try and skim here and does make a hole in the stack, but gets a Tetris to go to 308, TT 161. And TT again in a bit of trouble. Yeah, I'm not worrying about it, Sky. I'm not worrying about it at all. As long as the NTC works. TT gets the left side back open. And will only be able to burn that for a single. Has a bar dependency. Plugs it with the L piece here. Winter now leading by over 7. Tetris is on 361. TT is on 195 and in a bit of a perilous situation. It's definitely diggable, but even if TT gets out of this, he's going to be at an even larger deficit, and this is very dangerous. Takes a double, gets the J piece over left, and adjusts the Z last second. I think it was almost going to go dirty there, but this board is getting very, very high. But Winter's board not in the best state here either, so if TT can just get out of this, but oh, hangs the L. He burns down, but he knows he's not going to be able to get anything over there, and TT is going to be done at 207, so Winter will get a gift of game 4. It is 2 apiece. Only one way to find out, and that is going to be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. A lot of tucks in the openings for both players here. But it will be Winter who takes the first Tetris. TT will have to take 3 burns before he'll be able to set up for his first. But still waiting on that bar, not getting it. Now we'll have to get a bar left. Does get the bar left for a double, but still has to open up the well. Winter also with a closed well. That drought affecting both players there. Winter missing the line spin. And a simul Tetris as both players get out of that situation. It's 52k apiece as we're just under 20 lines in here. And again, a Division 1 spot is at stake for both players here. The winner of this will be playing in Div 1 for Season 33, or whenever they do want to play again next. And the loser will be in Division 2. So, for example, if Tetristime were to win this match, then Tetristime would be promoted from Division 2 to Division 1, and Winter would be relegated, sent back down to Division 2. TT was last in Division 1 back in Season 20... Sorry, not Season 20. Back in Season 30. Did have multiple stints in the relegation promotion playoffs before, but did finally go down at the hands of... or at the hands of automatic relegation, rather, because he'd finished bottom of his division. Winter's on 199, TT on 183. And getting a double spin tuck there is Winter of the T-piece, but hung another T, so we'll have to take a few burns to try and get out of this. TT is digging dirty Tetris for Winter. Winter with a bit of a spire here forming on the center right of the board. Just take a couple of runs to get it back open. TT is clean, and we'll get another Tetris here. Just a one single lead here for Winter. It's 289 to 288. TT will take the lead with a Tetris crosses 300k. Another dirty Tetris here for Winter. Good bar, could use something. Nice rotation of the T-piece to immediately get column 7 back open. And a beautiful line spin execution to get set up for the Tetris for Winter. Great board vision and execution. Line spins can be so difficult to pull off for even better, the best players, as we've seen a couple go for them but miss them in this match. TT still leads on 404. Winter 368. Nice J-spin there for the burn. TT sets up dirty for column 7 Tetris. That bar is going to need to come soon, though. All good, Marts. Don't worry about it. Sorry for the delays and all that. Really wanted to take that one, but, you know, whatever will be, will be. Thank you for the 100 bits anyway. Appreciate it, my friend. Goes in at 465. Does Tetris time. Winter still has one Tetris available and is going for the center well. Not going to be quite the perfect well transfer, but she'll take it. 447 transition. TT is burning, but will get the well back open temporarily. Winter has the well over to the right, but now looking for an L piece. Gets the L piece. If you're wanting to reschedule for another day, Marts, I would still be happy to take it. I should be free for the rest of the week. But if you want to schedule, or if you're rescheduling later for today, then that's also fine too. Yeah, let me know. Thanks. I need to get my number of Marts restreams up for the next few months. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm talking about. I think we're the only two who know what I'm talking about, but it's fine. 591 for Winter, 671 for TT. Yeah, exactly. Scout is looking for Marts content. Gonna be really excited to see what comes of that. TT, though, hoping that something comes of this dig, is leading, but only by about 30,000 points, which is only worth one Tetris at this stage. Yeah, I'm so excited if that's gonna be an actual video, even if it's just about, like, not just Marts. It's an idea I've had for a long time, but just haven't had the time to do because I have to do the whole restreaming thing. But there you go. Winter set up again, gets a Tetris. TT also getting a Tetris here. I'll get my 5 seconds of fame. Yippee. Lifelong dream completed. TT Winter, 849 to 829 respectively. They're rescheduling, Avi. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I mean, if you guys want to get it done, then get it done, but yeah. I'll let you guys sort that out amongst yourselves. Winter's on 930. TT goes into level 29 at 909, but is up really high. Doesn't get the L piece all the way over. Gets the bar over. Is TT going to somehow find his way out of this? No, he won't. And TT is going to top out at 911. And Winter with 944 will take game 5 and moves to match points. Winter is 1 game away from a second season of Div 1 action. 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It's a bar and an L piece, and again, both players deviating on their openings from each other. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy one. This set we've had pretty much it all. We've had level 18 top outs. We've had top outs in post, and we've had games go deep into post-post. Never seen Winter before. They look different than I imagined. She had her cam on earlier, and it overheated. You can go back into the VOD if you're really that curious. Or you can watch the regionals she competed in. I wasn't taking you seriously. I wasn't taking you seriously at all. Don't worry. I was just... yeah. $162 to $161. You take everything Invictus says seriously? Fair enough. TT setting up here. Oh, doesn't go for the dirty Tetris opportunity with those back-to-back bars, and you can see TT was just kind of kicking himself a little bit for not seeing it. But it's fine. If safer board might just be the better option here, but TT has gotten himself into a bit of a dig here again. Winter on 234. TT is on 198. Tetris again for TT, going to 223 here. Another fun fact here from Kingsman, these two will be playing each other again tomorrow in CTM Masters. Yeah, I was hearing about that, and we were pushing to get this match done because they're playing each other in CTM, and we don't want them to clash, or we don't want them to be conflict in that. But yeah, it'll be a top 16 match, the winner facing off against either Blue Scooty or Guafi. Blue Scooty, of course, our 5-time CTL champion, gunning for a 6th this season. And then Guafi, who is going to be playing Div 1 CTL next season, getting promoted automatically. Yeah, I know you're looking out for us that way, King. You're making sure that we get the fame and the acclaim of we did this. Yep, Scooty, yeah. Beat Sidnev a few days ago and has now tied Corion as the second most successful CTM player of all time, behind Dog. Yeah, I think he might be decent as well. I think the kid might have something. He might have some potential. Maybe he'll make hopefuls in February 2022. 412 for Winter, 451 for Tetristime. Good stacking here from both players. We've reached the turn with some very good scores. 458 to 519. Tetristime hitting 500k at line 106. Can still get another 130 or so thousand points on the board. So currently on pace It'd be 3 burns for 650, I think. Winter's on course here as well for a potential 600k transition. That would be pretty fun to see if we can get dual 600ks going into level 19. TT setting up again, just waiting for the long bar here. Gets the S dependency filled in, gets a T to perfectly fill out the left side. We'll take a skim. He's holding out for that long bar, finally gets it, and it's back-to-back Tetrises for TT. 600k into level 19 for Winter. TT will get the 650, 659. Both luckily with clean boards, so we're going to continue to hopefully see some really good scoring out of both these players. They both rank in the top 20 in the world in the past 3 months for their fair median 29 transition scores. They both have over... actually, let me double check that because I'm only looking at Tetristime stats on that. Sorry. Winter is just shy of a max out in that stat. TT has a fair median 29 transition of A25. So both of them at the top 30, excuse me. I wonder how many people in the world have hit a 650k transition. I almost have. I have a 630 something as my best transition. I think maybe more, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't checked. Tetris Winter 815 into level 23. Still continuing the really good play. Tetris Time with an 881. So probably about 4 Tetrises away from a max out here. So could very well get it in 24? Possibly? Yeah, can get it in 24. Gets a Tetris 970. Winter's also on really good pace here, 905, but Tetris Time looking for a 24 max out here. Sets up for it. It's 1 burn to get it in 24, and gets it max out in level 24 for TT. Well, Winter looking for the max into only into 26. TT keeping up, but oh, a diving board long bar. That's gonna be a challenge, but it looks like TT is gonna set up a roof burn and gets it. And now only with 3 lines more to clear to get the well back open, but we'll have to go dirty here. That's gonna put a little bit of a wrench into his pace. Could be an opportunity here for Winter to catch up. It's 983 to TT's A74. Still an excellent game here for TT. But has only got about 20 lines left to clean this out. Both players having to clean out a pretty rough board. I would say that Winter probably has the better state because there is a Tetris waiting there in column 4, but has to get to it first. And that spam of S pieces is not going to help her. It's a max out here into 28 for Winter. AO4. TT gonna cross 1.1 million. Winter fighting to try and get back to that column 4 Tetris opportunity. Takes a couple good burns, but will go in pretty dirty here. TT goes in at B09. Winter goes in at A17, so TT has the lead here. Winter burning down, getting some real good pieces here. Still fighting to get to column 4, gets it open, gets a Tetris! A62 here for Winter. Incredible stacking and good pieces there as well. Winter stays alive, and now putting the pressure on TT here. Winter takes a triple. TT is now clean. It's B46 to A78. Both players doing a really good job of finding their way out of the boards they had going into 29. TT sets up another Tetris. Winter gets one. TT gets one. Both players on 1.1 million points now. TT gets another Tetris to cross 1.2 million. It's C33 to B27. Winter's board is in a bit of a rough state here. Has a bar dependency in column 7. Fills it in for a split double. Takes another single here. Tries to get the left side back open. Flat burns needed. Winter gets them. TT still leads by 2.5 Tetrises. It's C55. Winter B46. TT looking to try and break away here. It's level 34 for both players. TT goes for more flat burns, gets the well open. Winter will take a Tetris though, trying to eat into that lead, trying to put pressure on TT, gets another Tetris, has brought the lead down to just over a Tetris here. TT is gonna go for a Tetris as well, sees the danger, and gets another Tetris. It's C47 to D36, another Tetris from TT. Not gonna let Winter away with it that easy, sets up aggressive with a column 5 bar and then a Tetris. It's C69 to E28. TT has now a 160,000 point lead here, and Winter needs Tetrises and needs them now. Takes a couple burns, has the well open, going for a flat burn, takes it, but goes for the burn when the Tetris with the bar could have been right after. Needs a huge 5 tap here, gets a J piece over. F31 to C98. TT is gonna go for another Tetris, looking for the rollover. Is he gonna get it? He'll get it into 39! Rollover for TT. Good effort from Winter. D11 is not a bad score at all, but TT playing the game of his life. It's been a long, grueling, and entertaining match of Tetris, but only one can win in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris! It's an LO start, L12089 for TT, meanwhile it's L123045 for Winter. Ultimate start there was 012L789. Both with pretty good options there. And both will start out with 2 Tetrises on the bounce. And some good looking boards here. Simul Tetris, both players. Perfectly synchronized with their piece drops. TT is in a little bit of trouble here. I think every single one of his games has ended in a dig, and he's gotten out of all but one of them. But this will need to be an important... Winter with a misdrop here of the square piece. Winter's in trouble and needs to get out of this dig. Just a sudden misdrop of the square, and Winter is gonna... Oh my goodness, is she gonna get out of it? No! Winter tops out at 106. TT with that burn is gonna do it. And Tetris time survives the dig. Winter does not, and just like that, Tetris time, for the first time since season 30, we'll be playing Division 1 CTL next season. Heartbreak, absolute heartbreak for Winter. Played so well for so long in this match. It was a 100-minute chamber of Tetris that both players went through. One person was gonna have to win, and it's heartbreaking that it had to come to an early top out after such a great match of Tetris for both players. But your winner, and going up to Division 1, Tetris time!
And yeah, the coal bucket math is pretty easy for him. He just wants to win and get that number 5 spot wrapped up. Doesn't matter what the score is. He will be the number 5 seed if he wins here and face Sidnev in the first round. Otherwise, he will have to face either Blue Scooty or Alex T, depending on what seed he ends up getting. If he loses... Well, I just said what happens if he loses. If he loses to Hydrant in a sweep, then Hydrant would go to 18 points. And for Hydrant to get into the playoffs at that point, he would need to stay ahead of both Floxy and Alice. And I think ID Kirby as well. And Floxy's not playing again, so if he gets to 18, he'll beat out Floxy. He'll knock her out of the playoffs. In fact, I don't even think Floxy can be in the playoffs after this, because Alice and ID Kirby one of them will have more than 15. But yeah, Hydrant gets a sweep, gets to 18 points, and he'll have a shot. $232 for Cole, $215 for Hydrant. And you might ask, well, Bronkley, how likely is it that Hydrant's going to sweep Cole? Well, glad you asked. It happened in their last meeting. Granted, it was a best of 3. But it was a sweep for Hydrant. Cole not enjoying those pieces, but Plate Patient gets the bar over to the right, finally just gives up on getting that out with 1 burn and takes 3 instead. Of course, as I mentioned, there's also the possibility of Hydrant getting relegated. Now that I know what the deal is, the math for that is pretty simple. If he loses here, he has to play Winter in a fight for your spot. Winner stays in Division 1. The loser will have to play one of Tetristime or Somalian. Oh, bit of a diving board here for Hydrant. Oh no. This is dangerous. Gets that over. Hydrant hanging on for dear life right now. I don't think that bar was supposed to do that. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't ideal. This is bad. Can we get some better pieces, please? All right, that qualifies. Those are, in fact, better pieces. Hydrant finally has to back down to the diving board. It's like, how do you solve this, though? Like, this is not easy to figure out on the fly. Finally, Hydrant has a good solution for it, so despite all that, he is only back by 3 Tetrises. And I think it's 4 when you take the pace into account. So, like, one of 2 things happen to you when you get in a dig like that. Either you just fold mentally, and it's like, that's it. Or you do what Hydrant did, and you get out of it. And hopefully that helps build some momentum going into 19. He's in at 481. Cole, meanwhile, has been playing some pretty good Tetris. But does have a little bit of a mess to clean up at some point. He's going to get the Tetris into 19 at 560. Nice triple there. That opens up a hole. He's going to get that board all the way down. Another Tetris for Cole. Hydrant set up then for the bar. There is the bar. Hello, bar? There's the bar. Took a while, but it showed. couple of flat moments there, but getting the bar down. He's got the real-time lead, 619. Buaka Buaka plays 612. Cole exerting the pace lead. And we'll bang down another Tetris, 696. 650 for Hydrant. In a bit of a drought here. Hopefully not too long. Certainly could have been worse. He gets a bar for the Tetris. And he's staying relevant in game number 1. Oh, and that might be more than relevant after Cole does that misdrop over on the left. He does get the bar to get the Tetris for some relief. Certainly not what he was wanting to have happen with just a narrow lead. And look at this, Hydrant going aggressive, dirty column 3. Holes everywhere, but he gets the dirty Tetris. Cole, similar situation. He's got the dirty Tetris on the right. Where's the bar? There's the bar. There's the dirty Tetris. 8-11 for Cole. 8-34 for Hydrant. 9-line difference in favor of Cole Bucket. He can get more points with the remaining lines than Hydrant can. Another Tetris for Hydrant. And Cole Bucket as well. Level 29 is rapidly approaching. I know both these players have the ability to play on that speed. There's the max out for Hydrant. Cole has lost much of his pace lead. In fact, I don't know if I'd call that a pace lead anymore. Level 29, 1,043,000 for Hydrant. He'll bang down another Tetris. Cole, 995. He's going to have to single in. He'll be in at 996. He gets a max out shortly after transitioning to 29. He's back by 99,000 points. And Hydrant, who looked like he wasn't going to survive level 18, has brought this back. Now needs to stay alive here. Nice triple to bring that down. Cole Bucket set up for a Tetris. Has to burn it down. Ooh, didn't get a good piece there. And now the board's falling apart in the middle of a drought here. He's got it in a manageable state, though. There's just so many holes in that stack. I have no idea when he's going to score again. Tetris for Hydrant. He's got a 100,000 point lead, and Cole's got some dependencies. And that's going to do it. Cole's done at 1,097,000. Hydrant